This next one is about an old friend of mine who died a couple of years ago. I had the privilege of riding with this gentleman and his sons for many years. The poem's pretty self-explanatory. It's called Needin to be Needed. He watches as the boys load the horses. He's hoping they'll take him along. They're going to go gather the big pasture, but they're young and little headstrong. Too often they go off and leave him, thinking that he'll be in the way. Seems like they all have forgotten what a top hand he was in his day. But half out of pity they take him along, and into the pickup he climbs and starts telling them same boring stories they've heard at least 500 times. His days in the saddle are over. He's too crippled to get on a horse. Old age, bad knees, and arthritis left him with little recourse but to sit and watch from the pickup, a reluctant spectator who desperately needs to be needed and tell them young pups what to do. For the last 60 years he'd run that old ranch, always done things his own way, and he can't understand why those kids of his won't listen to what he has to say. So as the boys ride off in the distance to the backside where the ranch begins, he closes his eyes for a moment and old memories come sneaking in. In his mind he's riding there with them, as he did in days long gone by, and he's roping and penning and doctoring and branding and spraying for flies, pulling calves, breaking mules, fixing fences, making hay in the hot summer sun, cutting calves and cleaning barns and greasing windmills, chasing coyotes just for the fun, chopping ice from the stock tank in winter, and feeding with a wagon and team. And 60-some years of ranching is condensed in a 10-minute dream. Then he hears the cattle coming, and it wakes him up from his nap, and he hears his son loudly shouting, "Pop, can you block off the gap?" His tired old bones go to creaking, but he don't feel the pain. It's subdued by the sheer satisfaction of being useful again. He got to the gate in the nick of time. Another minute he'd been too late. But the leaders turned when they saw him, and he headed them all through the gate. When he walked in the house that evening, his wife asked him where he'd been. "Oh, the boys went to gather some cattle," he said. "I had to go help get 'em in."